All right. Um, okay. I was assigned a seventh grade boy. They are one of world's most mysterious creatures and most awkward creatures. Um, I'll start first with the obvious, and that is going to be this young man's physical growth. Notice last year's height. He grew a whole head taller because his mother and father feed him fertilizer. Notice here, small mustache coming in. It looks terrible, but he thinks it's amazing, and he is very, very proud of that mustache, and he will keep that mustache. Um, he also has hair coming up in other places that he's never noticed before, and his voice is also strange and awkward because it cracks every time he tries to speak because it is starting to deepen and change. Um, He is very worried about what he looks like. If you see his little thought over here, he's saying, why is everyone looking at me? Because that's the feeling he has. He has the feeling that everyone is worried about what he looks like and how he acts and his body image. And why is he so worried about all of those things? Because of girls. He has a huge attraction to the opposite sex. He is beginning to have a social life. But he is socially awkward because he's finding himself, yet everything that he does is now driven by his friends and girls. He wants to fit in. He might listen to today's modern music and may think that it's terrible, but he's gonna listen to it anyways because that's what his friends do. Does he enjoy wearing these skinny jeans? Most likely not. They're very uncomfortable. But why does he wear them? Because the girls think they look cute, and all his friends are wearing them as well. In the classroom, he is very concerned about his grades. He does still very much want to do well, although when conversing with his friends and whatnot, he's going to have the, oh yeah, whatever, I don't care kind of attitude, because for some odd reason in the 7th grade boy's mind, he thinks that makes him look cool. He is emotionally delicate. And why is he emotionally delicate? It is because he's trying to find his identity, as I mentioned earlier. But he has a lot of peer pressure. And although he's confused here because he's trying to find himself, yet he has to conform to the norm because at this age you have to fit in. Parents and teachers don't know anything anymore. You see this little thought bubble here. He's thinking, God, how did my parents get so dumb over the last year? Because he feels at this point of his life that just no one can understand him. He feels the world revolves around him. He has mood swings and is always defensive in his conversations with others. But it's understandable if you understand that just like his physical change, his brain is changing as well. He's beginning to critically think. He's problem solving. He's reasoning. He's looking into hypothetical situations. And with that comes the exploration of different ideas, values, and he's taking an interest in social issues because he's able to finally see all of these situations from an other's point of view. Another little note I have here that I wanted to speak about was a boy at this age tends to have the fearless attitude that he cannot get hurt. And a quick, what I find to be funny story is I enjoy dirt track racing, and they have a 13-year-old boy who does sprint car racing, and he is the leader in points and last year's champion. And I honestly feel that that is due in part to his fearless attitude. He makes moves on the racetracks that other grown men wouldn't make because they understand that they have to wake up the next morning. So just a little side quivet there. I have one more thing to talk about, is this young man's language. What is he saying? He's not saying much to adults. And if he is saying anything to an adult, he's more than likely going to question their authority. he is talking to his friends, and with these conversations, as just mentioned, he's beginning to talk about the world and the issues in the news and real problems and how can we help change the world, which in my opinion are all great things, and I think that's a beautiful thing to see. Too many people harp on the why are my parents dumb, why don't my teachers know anything, and I'm trying to be cool, but they forget that this is a time where this young man is beginning to come up with his own ideas of values, and he is seeing the world from another perspective, and that motivates them to take action sometimes, and I think that's a cool thing to see in the middle school age. Um, that's about it. I hope you can appreciate my drawing. I tried to do kind of, you see he's dressed up nicely here. He's got his shirt and tie, his skinny jeans. He's got the coolest shoes because he has to fit in. I don't know why he has such small hands and why his muscular arm here is smaller than the other, but you have to excuse my drawing skills. You see a little armpit, chest hair, his private area hair, and a little trail coming up there. He's pretty muscular because he's losing all that baby fat, and like I mentioned, that beautiful mustache. He's probably coming in with some sideburns. We got his sideburns. I think that was the first facial hair I had. I had these big ugly mutton chops, and I thought they were cool. And as ugly as they may look, he's very proud of that facial hair that he can now grow, and he will keep that, I guarantee you. That's about it. This is my 7th grade boy, and